All right, everybody, so we have a new set of notes for today. We are talking about quadratic transformations. Today is February 26th. Make sure you update that in your table of contents. So first things first, I want you to look at this graph and answer these questions. All right, so looking at this graph, what is the name of the type of graph above? Well, to the left, really. That graph is a quadratic. Is the graph the parent function? It goes through the origin. It hasn't moved left. It hasn't moved right. It hasn't moved up or down. It's going through the origin. So that's where I'd say, yes, it is. And how do we know? Because it went through the origin. What is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry here, well, my vertex is 0, 0, meaning my axis of symmetry is x equals 0. What is my domain? My domain is the same as it is normally with quadratics, which is all real numbers. My range, on the other hand, is y is greater than or equal to 0. All right, so we're talking about transformations, and we've done this before with linear equations, but now we're dealing with quadratics. So what we want to do is every time here, we want to go ahead and graph this equation here. And you want to graph it in either your calculator or Desmos, whatever it is that you're using. So pause the video and go ahead and do this for me. All right, everybody, so you should have went ahead and graphed the equation x squared plus 2. I would also suggest having your parent function in there, y equals x squared, so you can see that the difference between x squared and x squared plus 2. Notice when I was here at x squared, I was at the origin, but on my other graph, I went up and I had a y-intercept at 0, 2. So here's the thing with these transformations. This transformation says, well, when I have x squared plus 2, what's going to happen is I'm going to move up 2. And that's going to happen with every coordinate that I have. It's going to go up 2. So there I have a coordinate at 0, 2. I had another coordinate right here at 1, 1. If I go up 2, there's where my new coordinate is. I also will have a coordinate here because with a quadratic, it's the same distance on the axis of symmetry on the left side as it is the right side. And that right there is about what this is going to look like. So this right here is the up transformation, specifically up 2. So we had 0, 2 in our table. We had 1, 3, and negative 1, 3. We could have also done 2, 4, and it goes up 2, and I see I have another, and then my new coordinate would be 2, 6. All right, let's try another one. This time I have x squared minus 2. What hopefully you already predict is going to happen? Well, I would say if adding means me go up, subtracting then is going to make me go down, and specifically down 2. So here's my origin. It's going to go down 1, 2. So now I'm at 0, negative 2. I had a coordinate of negative 1, 1, and positive 1, 1. It goes down 1, 2, down 1, 2, and there you go. You got 3 points right there. All right, well, what about this time? I see parentheses this time. So what's going to happen this time? Well, let's go ahead and let's graph this to actually find out. When I graph this, pull my Desmos back up. I have parentheses x plus 2, parentheses squared. Now look at this one.
This one is the green one. It went to the left 2. We were adding by 2, but what happened? We went to the left. So if adding by 2 does that, well, what does subtracting do? Subtracting makes it go to the right. So this is the thing where we say our x's will sometimes lie to us. And this is a case where they lied to us. While it says we were adding 2, you would think it would go to the right. It actually means go to the left. If you're subtracting 2 inside the parentheses, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to go to the right. So that's where we go back to our transformation, where x plus 2 means that I'm going to go left 2. So here's my coordinate here. It's going to go left 2. So now my vertex is here at -2, 0. And then I had a coordinate here at +1, +1. It goes left 2. And so now it's at -1, +1. And then I had a coordinate at -1, +1. It moved left 2, and now it's at -3, +1. All right, let's see another transformation that we literally just talked about of, well, what happened when it goes subtracting 2 inside the parentheses. That is an example of moving to the right 2. So this time, instead of 0, 0 for my vertex, I'm now going to be at 2, 0. And instead of 1, 1, I'm going to be at 3, 1. And instead of -1, +1, I'm going to be at 1, 1. All right, the last one we're going to talk about for today, -x². Let's take a look at our Desmos and see in our calculator what this one's going to look like. I can see it just barely down there at the bottom there. Notice I'm right here. My U is facing upwards. Now it's facing downwards. So what happens? It reflects over the x-axis is what we call this. A reflection over the x-axis. So whenever you have a negative here, that is when you have a reflection over the x-axis. So I had a coordinate at 0, 0. It's still going to be at 0, 0 is where my vertex is going to be. But my coordinate at +1, +1 is now at +1, -1. And at -1, +1, it's now at -1, -1. And that is what my new graph looks like. All right, make sure you go do your homework, and that's it for today.